Hi, this is Ed Carey, and in this video I'm going to be answering the evaluation question, how effective is the combination of your main product and both your ancillary tasks? Okay, so to start with, we'll start with some of the similarities that these things have and how this combination works, and also some of the things that we also decided not to combine them with and actively, contrast, so we had a bit of uniqueness as well, because we didn't, combination is a word that's used to show an effective relationship between two things. It's not copying, it's a combination. But anyway, to start with, we will start by looking at the main opening picture in the digipack, and how similar this is to the opening scene of our actual video. So you can notice instantly that George's posture, the way that we've managed, the angle that we've put him on, and the way that he is standing is very, very similar to how the main character Jose emerges in the video at the start. It's a very similar posture. It's straight on, he's looking straight at the camera, and we used this because we thought that this would add a similar introduction to the video and the digipack, so it could the audience could instantly relate to that straight away as soon as they saw it, because the first thing that you see on the video is very, very similar. So that gives it this sort of a good relation. Another obvious combination, another thing that we've used to combine these two things, which is the most obvious one, is the use of black and white. So we've stuck with black and white for the digipack as well. We thought this was the best way to do it, because if we use colour, it would really ruin that relationship, I think, that the main product and the ancillary tasks have, because the iconic sort of black and white that we use in the main video is stylistic and it's memorable in the audience's mind, and we thought that it's one of the strongest things that you could take away from the video. So if we didn't use it, it would almost be stupid. Another key thing that we used was we tried to fit in the same sort of symbolism within the digipack as we did to the main video. A good example of this would be the use of smoke, both in the drum part of the digipack, and at the end of the digipack, the titles of the songs, the back of it. We used the smoke as well as we used the smoke at the end of the video, because again, it's the same thing as we did with the start of the video and George's posture. We felt if we ended the digipack in the same way, it would give it a similar combination of endings, so the audience could get lost into it in a different way, slightly, but always come out of it having that same relation to the video, which we thought would work really well. Also, the smoke is quite iconic, and it is a strong bit in our video. It's a memorable part that leaves, so we thought that, again, we should definitely use it. We've used it in actually 3 of them. We used it in the one with Kira as well, Kira emerging from the smoke. Another bit of symbolism we used, which was slightly more subtle symbolism, is that we applied the sort of compass symbol into some of our parts of the digipack. We did this because we thought that the triangular shapes and the rigid sort of shaping of the actual compass is quite similar to that bit of the rigid shaping of the ashtray. It's very, very subtle and it's almost unnoticeable, but those sort of strong triangular shapes, along with the diamonds on the ashtray, are actually quite relatable, and it adds a slightly deeper bit of combination to both the video and the digipack. Another thing that our digipack really uses is the slight tinge of surrealism, and this is very obvious in the double portrait of George, the flip portrait. We did this surrealism because we thought that it works well with the sort of surreal sort of narrative of our video. We thought that we had to really bring that out a little bit in the digipack, just to make everyone understand, just to give that artist appreciation to it in a way, One thing we didn't use, which we thought, with a slight debate, was the use of masks in the digipack. We didn't use this in the end because we thought that it would give the digipack some individuality, because what we didn't want to do is create a digipack that just copied or mimics completely the main product. We wanted to give it a little bit of individuality, because obviously the video is of one song, whereas this is for a self-titled album. So we thought that if we kept the same style, but we added that, the face as well, which is a real slight real change to it, adds a little bit of individuality to it, and keeps it its own product. So, as well as obviously the digipack, we have the poster as our second ancillary task, and this basically has an awful lot of the similarities and some of the differences that we implied in the digipack. So obviously you can notice, as well as the video, it's got that hard light sort of film noir black and white effect, which is, as I said before, very relatable to the video, and it's the most stylistic part of it. You can notice I've got some of the smoke in the bottom of the screen as well, which is sort of a slightly more subtle use here. And this smoke we use because not only does it obviously relate to the video, and I haven't gone about that, I've already said that, but because it also ties in quite well with the digipack. It makes this ancillary task and the digipack combine well together as well, because it's a subtle smoke that goes up into Kira's neck, which we've used already in the digipack. We've just used it with a slightly different photo this time at a slightly different angle, but we basically got that same sort of effect. Also, along with the digipack and this, we've used the same text and the same sort of gradient on Menahan Street Band, which I think was obviously crucial because it really allows these two to become almost a branded item together. But we also had differences with this and the digipack because we used Kira as our main model instead of George. I felt that this gave it its own unique area as well, and we used the same sort of distribution and logo brands at the bottom to really give it that sort of professional final outlook. What we also did was we avoided the masks. This allowed it to become as one brand almost with the digipack, but also keep its individuality with the product, the final product, which I think was a real strong outlook we went for with both this and the digipack. But anyway, so yeah, that's the answer to the question. I think that overall we have effectively combined both the product and the ancillary task, because when you look at it you can both relate to them, but they both have their own sort of individual branding, as I've said already, and they fit into each other and they fit into the style, but they are their own products. So yeah, that's me out. Thank you very much.